Okay, so I like how we did this. We're getting you enrolled that first time. We're talking about what you need to do every year. We got our checklist up on the screen.
Yep.
But there are some premiums involved in this. We probably need to talk about the money portion of things. So how do you guys work together to kind of help people, wade through what they have to pay for some of this stuff?
There definitely are premiums associated with it, and that's the benefit of working with a comprehensive retirement planning team, is we can figure it into your net expenses, figure out what will fit into your plan, what you can afford, and so you can be excited about it and not so stressed out about it.
One of the big questions we have for families that we work with is how much money do you need on a monthly, yearly basis to maintain the lifestyle that you have created? Well, sometimes they don't have answers because they need more information, like how much is my Medicare premiums going to cost me, to really identify how much their total expense for the month is. So it really is a collaborative effort between AnnaMarie, the retirement planners, and the people that we're working with, all to determine what it's going to take monthly to do everything that they want to do throughout the course of their retirement.
And we have talked about this kind of annual looking at things. Once your premiums are set though, can those change, or is that something that can change from year to year?
That changes year to year. So if you're on a Medigap plan, if you're on a traditional Plan F or Plan G, you do have 2 price increases every year. These are age and inflation. So that's part of that consideration. Are my premiums getting higher than I'm comfortable with? Do I need to make that change? In fact, I don't know if you remember, Loren, but we met with a family of ours whose mother was 92 years old, and she was on a Plan F, grandfathered into that plan, and her premiums were getting over $500 a month, which is more for the year on what an Advantage plan's out-of-pocket max is for that year. So working together, we all decided, we brought her mother in, and she was comfortable making that change to an Advantage plan, cut her costs by thousands at that point. She's happy as a clam.
Yeah, and that type of decision is a tough decision for a lot of people to make on their own, because that Plan F is a legacy plan. Meaning that once you get off, if you're on that Plan F and you get off that Plan F, you can't go back. There's no going back to the Plan F because it's not offered to new individuals anymore. So a lot of people out there have been told never leave Plan F because you can't get back on. Well, there are some circumstances that it would behoove you to consider a different plan, and that was certainly one of those circumstances.
And is it Part A and B that are income based, and they look back, 2 years? Let's kind of remind people what that's all about.
So original Medicare, Part A, as long as you or your spouse have worked the qualified number of quarters, it's of no cost to you as you've already paid for it. It's Part B that is income based, and they do a 2-year look back. So if you're electing Medicare in 2022, they will look back to what you claimed for income in 2020, and that will dictate what you could pay, and potentially, unfortunately, we've met with people who it was a surprise to them that they were going to be paying just under $600 a month just for their Part B.
Yeah, there are many people who go to retirement or Medicare age, and they're surprised by what they're going to pay because they've talked to coworkers or friends, and they say they're paying $170 or the old $144 or whatever that premium is, and they don't realize it's very much income dependent. A lot of people also don't realize that there is an appeal process with a life-changing event. So if you are retiring and your income was $500,000 a year and you find out you're going to have to pay $500 a month for Medicare B, well, you could appeal the decision, and maybe you could go back to the standard Medicare Part B premium.
That's right, because we met also with someone who thought that they had to retire first, get a part-time job to get out of that 2-year look back just to avoid that increase, and we're like, ooh, you have options, so let's talk about that. So yeah, you do have that option for an appeal, because clearly you're not going to be making the same amount of money as you were when you were working.
I feel like we need to have a show that's just Medicare myths. Right?
Yeah.
All the things all the stories people have heard about Medicare,
sure,
and all the myths that are associated with Medicare. We could make a whole show out of that.
That's true. Let's put that together.
Thank you for watching this clip of Retiring Today, and don't forget to subscribe. If you have questions about your retirement plan, take advantage of the complimentary 15-minute retirement checkup phone call.